welcome to Laughter Talks. This is an exciting day, and I already feel like you're an old friend, Bill. This is just amazing. And what I want to do is, I really, I want to introduce you first. Because to me that's very important. We want to actor Bill Smitrovich, and
Thank you.
yes, Bill started his acting career late and earned his big break as in an understudy role of the world premiere of Arthur Miller's The American Clock. And you never look back. This man never looked back after that. In the early 80s, he started doing film and TV roles and acquired an extensive body of work, which put him right on the Hollywood map. And Bill became a household face.
Or was it
Yeah,
La
as a
Brea and I hope it wasn't La Brea and Slauson. My God.
we're laughing
Okay.
already, even before we're through the introduction. I love it. But as he was a former in this role, you were a former construction worker turned restaurant entrepreneur, Drew Thatcher, the father of three, on the critically acclaimed dramatic series Life Goes On. And Bill, I have to tell you, I just love that show. I watched it faithfully every week. It was one of my favorites. Thank you for that joy. I always
Well,
like when I'm able to express my thank you to the actors that bring such joy to us.
it was the most gratifying job I ever had in my
Oh, wow. Well, co-starring with actress Patti LuPone, they played parents to a son born with Down syndrome, portrayed by Chris Burke. And since then, we're not done. The list goes on.
career.
Now, since then,
Wait,
Bill has involved himself in raising public consciousness about Down syndrome. He has hosted the annual Life Goes On Celebrity Golf Classic for the Down Syndrome Association of Los Angeles.
back in the day.
Yeah, and Bill has appeared in countless TV shows and movies, and he is also, this is very good to know, an actor, director, and producer for 13 Days, Iron Man, The Rum Diary, and Ted Part 2. Well, thank you so much for being here, Bill Smitrovich. I love
Yeah.
you. Woo!
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks a lot. It was Ted and Ted too. I hired him and I fired him. So,
Oh, really?
since then, the last movie I did was called The November Man with Pierce Brosnan. And
Okay.
I shaved my head for a play that I was doing in Los Angeles called The American Buffalo by David Mamet. It's a real laugh riot,
Wow.
and and we had a great time at the Geffen. We won Production of the Year. It was by the L.A. Times the Production of the Year. So we had a great time. I'd shaved my head for that role,
Wow.
and then I got this the best role I ever had in a film with Pierce, and we had a great time. It was I wasn't funny. It wasn't that kind of film, but we had I traveled and I got to go to Poland and Croatia and Serbia and had just a wonderful time. But
So they were all on location there in those places. How amazing. Was that, I was going to ask you which your favorite role was that you did. And was it this one? Would you classify November Man as one of your favorites?
I would, I would for sure. 13 Days, same director, Roger Donaldson, another really good film. But if you want to get back to the really funny guys, uh, the crazy people, you people out there might not know this one, but it was with Dudley Moore and Daryl Hannah, and you might get a kick out of it now because it was almost prophetic because of it was sending up the advertising business uh, really, really well, and it was a very funny movie. Peter Riegert, Mercedes Rule,
Wow.
J.T. Walsh,
And
a
tell us
lot of
the name. What was that
wonderful
one? What was
actors.
the people? Wow. I'm thinking you really like comedy.
Oh, I love comedy.
Yeah.
It's a shame that, geez, this was really a heartbreaker because uh, the pilot that I thought was going to be just so terrific, and it had in it Minnie Driver,
Uh-huh.
Steven Weber,
Wow.
and Rita Moreno was my wife,
Wow.
and it was a dream cast, and it was directed by Jim Burrows. Very, they say you can't get better than that, and it didn't fly, but we had a good time, and I still have a copy of it. I should throw it up on Facebook sometime.
Can you tell us what the name of that one?
It was called A Good Life.
A Good Life. That's a nice title. I like that.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. So much. But how did you end up being cast and getting into doing Life Goes On?
Um, I was just finished Crime Story with Michael Mann, Dennis Farina, God bless his soul, and all the other boys that have departed. Uh, and we, I came back into town, and I was married. I had a baby, and we bought our first house in Connecticut. And I got a job off Broadway doing Frankie and Johnny and the Claire de Lune with a wonderful actress, Caroline Aaron. And my agent sent me a script. It was called Glenbrook, and at the time, and I read it, and everything about it was me. Everything about it was just, I was just so happy to get the opportunity to play this role, this groundbreaking role. And to top it off, I it was a little special to me because I minored in special education in college, and it that experience meant everything to me, even without the show. But doing the show and um, making the difference in people's lives, entertaining them, and the siblings of children that are differently disabled, and families that day to day families that do this are heroes and heroines and
Absolutely.
angels, and they have received angels. These all the Down syndrome children I've met and worked with are angels, and
Do you keep in
there is
touch with Chris?
unconditional love and a real desire to love life.
Oh, that's wonderful. And he was just so endearing. And you're right when you say that it was groundbreaking.
Oh
It
yeah,
really was, and it was heartwarming. It was just amazing to see the reality of it and to let us understand. And it's just, again, I have to thank you. It was one of my favorite shows.
thank
I
you,
just love that. I
thank you.
know that Chris is still doing well. Have you
Hmm.
seen her or talked to him
It's his
lately?
birthday this month,
Oh,
and I'm going to call him. I called him last year for his birthday. He's in Pennsylvania, close to his brother,
uh-huh.
and he lives in uh, in Pennsylvania
Okay.
in a kind of a work study house
Mm-hmm.
that his brother and his family and another friend of his brother is a lawyer, and they put together they took over a manor and they made it into uh, a self-serving disabled home.
How
And
wonderful.
Chris Chris is now there. He's in his 50s,
Uh-huh.
and his mom is still alive. She's 99, and
Oh,
which is pretty remarkable.
that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't. You're old enough to remember, the stories of World War II. Well, Chris Burke's father, Frank Burke, was in the Stalag 17 for a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a prisoner of war,
My God.
and what a guy, what a family, but and what a story. But
That
I
sounds
love the
like it would make a
show, and
wonderful
it was.
movie.
Pardon me.
That sounds like it would make a wonderful movie.
Yeah, wouldn't it? He had a movie kind of life. He ended up being in captain inspector in the New York Police Department, and
Wow.
a kind, wonderful, gentle, righteous
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Very
Well, that's wonderful.
sweet family.
Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. Now, I know that you've been on a lot of shows like NYPD Blue and Nash Bridges and a bunch of shows. Is there one of those shows that you really had fun working on or a fun story about?
Well, well, with NYPD Blue, I had early looks at me for a few characters there when it was first started, and Dennis Franz and I became friends because I had guest starred on that, and then we went to Texas. We were both cast in this 2-hour movie called Texas Justice, and we played a lot of golf during our off time and got to know each other very well. And then um, I, I, we played Austin Country Club, in which is hallowed ground in Texas,
Wow.
and we there's a par three hole that's about, I guess, maybe 100 yards, 125 yards, could be anywhere from 90 to 140 yards. And we played that hole. There was nobody here. We played that hole 10 times. And every time we bet $5 on the hole.
So
And
who
we kept
usually
hitting
would
the
win?
ball. And we went, hey, anybody coming? Nope, let's play another one. And we just kept on playing and playing. And I think we actually broke even.
Wow. Well, I was going
But
to ask you if you still play and love golf, but you just answered that question for me.
oh yeah, yeah, I play some golf, and Dennis was a great guy. We had a great time, but and then I had to go back on NYPD Blue as the chief, and the chief had to run him down. And he had to come in there and just read him the riot act, and he said, "I thought you were my friend."
That's
Oh
funny.
my God, we that was tough. We
Wow.
had to give it everything I had because Dennis is such a sweet guy.
Yeah. I know
But
he
Nash
looked like he
Bridges,
was. Yeah.
yeah, Nash Bridges, Don Johnson and I go back a little ways
Oh.
to the pilot of Miami Vice. I was Scotty Wheeler, his partner turned bad, and that's why Tubbs came in as his partner.
Oh.
And Michael Mann uh, got me that. I mean, Michael Mann cast me in that role, that guest star role, and I owe him a big debt of gratitude. Um, I've done a lot of things with Michael Mann, and it was a big career change for me to come back to New York City after Miami Vice, and people are going, "Hey, you're that bad guy on Miami Vice."
Do you prefer playing bad guys or good guys? Do you have a
I don't
preference?
care.
You don't
I prefer having a good script,
Ah.
and I prefer being a part of a good story. Um, it's that's all it is. It's good character. Um, I don't want to play myself or sort of thing all the time. It's or life goes on was for me an homage to my father and what I thought he would have been, the kind of father he would have been, because he died when I was 17. So I never knew him. So for me, it was a lot of and maybe at times too much emotion involved because I was channeling some deep things there.
Of course. Is there any type of project like a bucket list type thing for a project? Is there something that you haven't done that you would like to do?
I'd like to star in my own movie.
Okay, I like the way
So
you
get the
did.
word out.
Well, being as you said that, because you never know who's going to see this and might want to contact you about something. So, what is your preferred way? How do people reach out?
818-9. No, I'm
No, I was going to say, let's not do that, Bill, because you'll have to change your phone number.
just kidding. That's
Yeah,
why I stopped now.
yeah. But how really? Do you have an agent or a way you like
Oh,
to?
sure. I have a wonderful manager, Cynthia Compost Greenberg,
Okay.
who has been my friend for a very long time.
Okay.
And I am a KMR talent, KMR.
Okay.
And
And that's
I'm,
how they can reach you?
yeah, yes.
Okay.
And what was I thinking? I haven't been, it's, it's been not very busy lately,
Hmm.
but that's okay. I have a granddaughter now, and we're
Oh,
having
how
a
old
good
is
time
she?
with her.
How old is she?
She's going to be 8 in December.
Oh, that's a wonderful age. You
Yeah,
must have
and
a
we
lot
all
of
live
fun
here
with
under
her.
one roof,
Well, did
just
that
like
now?
Europe.
Oh, what? Okay. Well, that makes sense. Now, how did you and your family do during COVID? Were you all
Whew,
together?
that was some fun times, some boring times, some frustrating times, and then to add to that frustration, we had an administration that I'm not totally uh, believing in at the
Yeah,
time, and it was just a frustrating time. But
sure.
put a lot of puzzles together. I mean, big ones.
Oh, that's wonderful. I used to
And
do them and then paint them or paste them and then hang them up.
say,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Now, speaking of let's go to the industry now. What is your favorite thing about the industry now and your least favorite thing of the industry now? Because things have changed. So, how do you feel about that?
well, it's become rather sterile, and you don't meet people face to face in the room a lot of times. Um, and for me, as an older, more established, if you will, actor, um, it's doing the whole taping thing is a little off-putting, and at times, but it's work, it evolves, and we have to do where
Yeah.
actors always have to do what they need to do.
Yeah. Have you gotten good
Period.
at self-taping? Have you gotten good at self-taping?
Oh yeah, my wife and I, we have a room set up. We even have an audio booth for voiceovers. So and we have a room set up with light and painted wall, and we do our thing.
Well,
um
that's good.
yeah,
That's
I
and
mean,
you
it's
have your wife to help you, so I
well,
know
my wife
mentally.
is an actress. My wife, in fact, she's in Pittsburgh now, and her name is Shaw Purnell,
Oh, what is she doing?
Purnell.
Okay.
And I want to give a quick shout out to my love in Pittsburgh and all the family there, and Kate Kelly, and my sister Vicki Bennett
Oh,
in
nice.
Stratford, Connecticut, and all my family in Connecticut. Buddy and I, Will Galperin, who is the creative director at Snapchat, he and I have a working on an animated feature, and it's called Animal Control.
Oh,
And I have a teaser role, and maybe I can add it to the show.
oh, could you
Uh,
send that to me?
Good evening. Thank you all for gathering here. I know there's a lot of information going around. I hope that some of my words here can clear the air of what has been a deeply tragic day in our town's history. At approximately 11:08 this morning, the body of 19-year-old Brian Seaford was found in a field of brush inside of the Angela Groves Bird Sanctuary in Manitowoc. We have reason to believe that the cause of death was the result of a brutal coyote attack. I've spoken with the mayor, and I will be instituting a curfew for all Manitowoc residents starting at sundown. Thank you. I will not be taking any questions at this time. I will not be taking any questions at this time. I will not be taking any questions at this time.
the artist who did all the animation. It's wonderful animation, and it's a very interesting metaphorical story about animal control, and in a suburban New York neighborhood.
Nice. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Is that like a mixture of comedy and drama or
Well,
how?
there will be some funny moments, but it is essentially kind of dark and noir. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, that's something different and that's good, but really, so send me that. Now, I do have a question that I always like to ask my guests to close out the show because what would your advice be to people wanting to get into the industry?
Don't do it.
There you go. You've heard it from Bill Smitrovich. Don't do it. Not doing it in the first place.
No, listen, it's it's all about your bliss and your passion and your willingness and your desire to follow that bliss, even in the midst of heartache and rejection and possibilities gone by. But once in a while, something happens. And if you're willing to stick it out, to be an artist and not just, I want to be a movie star,
Mm.
well, there's plenty of ways for you to discover the craft and the art of acting. There is a craft. Some have talent, some don't, even the ones that work.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody, we are going to say goodbye for now, but remember to protect your immune systems. There's only one per customer. And Bill, you take care, stay healthy, and see you on the big screen soon.
I
Bye,
certainly
sweetie.
hope so. I don't care what size screen it is. I'll see you
Okay,
soon.
I'm an independent filmmaker, so I had to know that. Okay, bye, Bill. Bye,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
Take care.
Be safe. God bless America.
Thank you. Bye.